You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello, it is Wednesday the 17th of July 2024. You're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And again, I'm not going to get any writing done today. I hardly slept last night, so I knew I had to get up reasonably early, not stupidly early, but the earliest time the people installing the ladder and floor and hatch to my loft, the earliest time they could be was 8 o'clock, so I needed to get up at 7:30. And I was still awake at 5 in the morning. I have absolutely no idea why. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I might have dozed a little bit between sort of 5 and 7:30 when I set my alarm, but I definitely didn't properly sleep. And I'm just too exhausted to do any writing today. However, I am trying to stay awake because tomorrow I'm catching up with Tani Campbell, who, if you've listened to this podcast from day one, I've mentioned quite a lot, and indeed actually spoken to her on one of the early episodes as well. So that's my plan for tomorrow. Is I'm going to go and catch up with her and hopefully get a bit of writing done there. She says she's going to bring her laptop and I can bring mine and we can try and get some work done. So that'll be good. But that'll be the first time I've written in quite a while, which is dreadfully silly because I wanted to get so much done this month. But there you go. But on the positive side, I now have a loft space that's usable. There's no lighting up there. I have ordered some lights, but they won't arrive till next week. And they're going to be rechargeable ones held in place by magnets that are motion sensitive. So because I won't go up there very often, how good they'll be, I don't know. But yeah. And then the next thing, I almost wish this was a video podcast because I could show you the sheer amount of stuff in my spare room. I literally emptied the contents of my attic into the spare room. And the spare room is a much smaller space, plus it already had stuff in it. And the next big job that I've got to do in the next couple of weeks is go through that and, oh goodness, get all that shifted. I've spoken to you in the past about my affection for a company called Big Finish, and they produce audio CDs, mainly Doctor Who, but they've been doing it for I think this is the 25th anniversary of them producing this stuff, so they've produced a lot. So for example, when it all started, the main thing they did was called the monthly range, and once a month they would release a 2-disc Doctor Who story, and that went on for a very long time. They only changed their model in the last few years, so there were 275 releases in that monthly range. I've got them all digitised. I've got them all on my on my laptop, and so the discs, I don't really need them. I'm not going to get rid of them, obviously, but I don't need them sort of to hand. So those will go up into the loft, but I've got so many of them. As I say, there's 275 releases, which is 550 discs. Is that right? Something like that? Yeah, 550 discs, and that's just in what they call the monthly range, the main range. That's excluding the separate ranges they now do for each Doctor. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, War Doctor, 9th Doctor, 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor and 12th Doctor. And actually, they announced in the last few days that they're going to be doing some stuff with Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill, so the 13th Doctor and Yaz, who only finished on our screens 2 years ago, really. So that's good news, because I think they'll do a really good job with them, and they were a good combination as well. I wasn't a fan necessarily of the writing in that era, but I do think those two actors were particularly strong, and I'd love to hear what Big Finish do for them. Anyway, so all those discs that are currently either in my spare room or in my master bedroom, all those need to go into the loft, so I need to buy boxes to put those in. It's just going to be an absolutely humongous job for me to do over the next few weeks, but I'm determined to do it. And then there's an awful lot of stuff that I just need to get rid of. I've got back issues of Doctor Who magazine, that I used to buy. I actually started buying it again recently, but there was years and years and years in which I didn't buy it. So I'm not going to get rid of those, but I need nice boxes to put those in. I've got books that I don't want to get rid of, but again, need to go in the loft because I don't want them on display down here. So again, boxes. I'm just going to go and spend a load of money on big plastic. I think you can get 85 litre boxes that you can stack 3 tall. And basically, I'm just going to shove an absolute ton of those up in the attic. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I suspect it feels like it'll take up most of the space that's up there, but it probably won't, and it'll actually be all right once I get started with it. But it's not something I can either physically do today because I'm very tired, or indeed they did suggest with all the like they put the new floor and stuff down, they have said there'll be dust and stuff flying around. It'd be better to leave it for 24 hours before I put anything up there. So I'm going to do that basically. So I'm not working tomorrow. I should do some writing tomorrow, hopefully, so I'm going to be meeting Tanya in the afternoon. And then beyond that, I've got, so what day are we now? Hang on. So today is, let me just check on my watch. Today is Wednesday. So meeting Tanya Thursday. Friday, I'm flying out to Naples. Saturday evening, flying back. Sunday, I'm going to Abuja in Nigeria, and Tuesday coming back. Then I've got 3 days off, so I should be able to get some writing done in Abuja. I've done some before, actually. I've done some live streaming from Abuja before, so we'll see if I can do that. But anyway, so that is my plan. I haven't submitted to another agent yet either, despite the fact that I thought I'd try and shame myself into doing it by saying I would yesterday. Literally, I've been up since, well, having had no sleep. I had about two hours sleep, if that, and then got up to let the loft guys do their work. I also got the grass cut because it was the first day in a while that it hasn't rained and that I've been home. So I have done stuff today, just not of the writing variety. But I will keep doing this podcast because sooner or later, probably sooner, I will get back to it. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.